everybody. How are we all? Hi Nicole, hi Karen, hi Louise. Anybody else in? So Louise, you got a beautiful day on tap. That's good. Yeah, it's lovely and sunny, blue skies here as well, which is wonderful. We're having a good week for weather this week. It's going to be like 23, 24, 25 degrees this week, which for April, beginning of May, is quite astonishing, really. So hopefully we're in for a good summer. You never know. You never know, you never know. Right, I don't know where everybody is. Let me just see. Let me just bring that up. Try that again. Refresh. There we go. Hi, Mary Jo. Watching from New York. Ah, good. Yeah, good morning from here. Oh, it's good morning for you. Yep, cool. I can never, as you all know, I can never get my head around all of the time zones. If you are watching this as a replay, don't forget this is a live stream, so it will be chatty. If you don't like the chat, you can skip through the bits you don't like, or you can come and join us, 'cause it's more interesting, or you can wait for a little bit and there will be an edited version of this tutorial at some point, somewhere. Hi Ali, hi Sweet Pea. Right on time from Massachusetts, good, cool. Yes, Ali, you've got sunshine in Bristol as well. Good, yes, we have too. I do like a bit of sunshine. So massive thank you to all my members. We've just had a new member, if I can find, where is she? So we've just had a new member. Cynthia has just become a new member, so thank you Cynthia for joining us all. Massive thank you to all the other members who've been here for a while. Hi Erin, you're in New Zealand. Oh, I love New Zealand so much. I really do. It's probably quite late in New Zealand, isn't it? Is it about like half midnight for you guys? I'm sure you guys are literally like the reverse of us, aren't you? I think that's right. Do like a bit of New Zealand, has to be said. Right, what else have we got? Let me get my brain together. It was a bit of a late night last night. I was at my board game cafe in the evening, every Monday evening, which does mean Tuesday mornings are a bit of a struggle, but you know, I need that little bit of a break, so whatever. It's one of those things. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn notifications on so you don't miss a video as well. If you can, that's good. Doesn't cost you anything, but it helps me out. What else have we got? Oh yes, I would love to see your versions of your cards. You can add them on my Pinterest board, which is called Iced Images Inspiration, and this is just for if you've made a card and it's, you know, one of my tutorials, you can post a picture of it. If you have like cards you've seen other people make that you want to have a go at, or you want me to have a go at, then it's better for you to do that on Reddit, because I have various different sections over there. I do try and check them, but I'm not as good at checking Pinterest as I am as checking Reddit. It's just Pinterest is really clunky on my phone. It's okay on laptop, but I don't always remember. So yeah, you have to bear with me on that one. Yeah. So let's see, who else have we got in? Wait for a few more in. Okay, so the other thing was, today I'm going to be using a new kit, digital kit that I have just made. Well, I made it a while ago actually, but it's been sat waiting to be published, as it were. It will be on DRK Crafts at some point, probably this week, I would think. It's not up there yet, but I only sent it yesterday to them, so, you know. It is up on my Ko-fi shop, and it will be available as a paper pad at some point. I've sent it off to be published. I'm hoping Amazon aren't going to cause any problems. I'm hoping it'll be live by the end of the week, maybe. So I'll show you on the screen now. So it's called Travel the World, and it's all basically travel based. And I thought it'd be quite handy for, like, you know, mail. You know when you're making mail cards, but the mail you're making it for is not into beer, it's not into football, it's not into music, not into, I don't know, DIY, you know. So I thought this might be a bit more of a, you've got like a Mexican theme on that one there, and you've got, you know, all kinds of different, like, it's basically all different parts of the world. So I just thought maybe it might be useful. I mean, it's good for all ages, but particularly male, I thought maybe it might be quite useful, you know, if you're making scrapbooking and you want like a travel-y one. Yeah, and it's got sentiments at the end. So that is the new kit. Hi to Anika. Hi Nicole. Oh, your wrist is improving slowly, but still improving a few degrees each week. I'm glad it's improving. Just a shame that it's taking so long. Hi Cynthia. Hi Cynthia. I actually put you up on the screen a minute ago, but you missed you missed it. So, but yeah. So let me grab that again. Where are we? There we go. Hi to Cynthia. Hi Anne in New Zealand. Hi Yvette. Right, my brain's a little bit all over the shop, so you'll have to bear with me. Okay, so today's card is one that I saw on Pinterest, and let me just grab the Pinterest picture so you can see it. There was no tutorial, no link, nothing, just literally a picture. So I've had to kind of wing it and kind of work it out myself, which, yeah, I've struggled a bit with it, but anyway, we've got somewhere. So Yvette Van Boom is the one, is the person who posted this picture, but there's no link, nothing, and I quite like the look of it. So I have attempted to make a version. Now I was hoping to make it 5x7. I've ended up with it being 3x7, but yeah. But I've also thought of a version of making it 4x6. So that will be coming. That will be the edited live stream, as it were. I'm going to do that as a tutorial, film tutorial for a 4x6, and then if I can get it to be a 5x7, I will. It does end up chunky. Hi Deb. Hi Nika. Hi Karen. Hi Anne. So yeah. So this is the prototype. Now it is chunky, but all these kind of concertina-y, kind of showstoppery ones tend to be. So although it's kind of good for posting this way, this is like actually 3x7, which is a bit of a weird size. But anyway, when it opens up, you get this, and it's just quite an interesting looking card. My other thing was I'm not quite sure what to call it. So if you've got any ideas, let me know. This is just my prototype. If you've got any ideas of what to call it, I was thinking like a Concertina screen card or Concertina shutter card. Not really sure. And the other thing also I'm not sure about is where you're going to write. Because on the back, so my measurements are back there. On the back, you've got not a lot of space to write. You could do it on one of these. I don't really like the idea of it being on the front because, you know, like my writing's not very neat, so I don't really want it on the front. So yeah, any ideas on where to put it on the back? But yeah, so that is the a triple book. Oh yeah, triple book fold. Oh yes, I like that, Anika. A triple book fold card. Or a triple book concertina card, maybe. Yeah, we might go for that. Let me write that down. Triple book concertina card, because I like the idea of that. Book concertina card. Have to write it down, otherwise I'm going to forget. Okay, so I'm going to be using my new paper pad. Let me grab it off the floor. So this is the new pad. I've just been sticking all the bits, all the sentiment bits. I've been sticking them onto card. So, bear with. So yeah, so this is the. I've just shown you the video thing, but as usual, you've got colour on the back and pattern on the front. But I've done like these where you've got like, you know, Haiti, Italia, Honduras, New York, Rome, Fiji, Maldives, etc. And you've got some like almost like sea type pattern. You probably can't see it very well. Got this one which is kind of like, I don't know what country that is, but it's, yeah. If you know what kind of country that is, that's the one. Kind of coconuts and rum and palm trees. Then we've got some kind of Moroccan tile type things. We've got this one which is kind of all maps, bon voyage, suitcases, stuff like that. Then we've got another Moroccan tile in the green. Then we've got this one which is kind of all sea and swirly whirly and coconut trees and palms. And then we've got some more sea, and then this one which is kind of Mexican-y. Quite like that one, and also because you could probably cut some of these out if you wanted to. The hats are big enough that you could cut out the little boss. Well, most of them are sort of big enough you could actually use those and fussy cut if you wanted to. and then you've got that one as well. So that is that, and then in the back of the 8.5 by 8.5, you've got, I've stuck it onto the A4 card, which is why it's that size. You've got sentiments, and I've tried to make them so that you can actually cut them out with not too much trouble. So that was the idea of those. And then that's the like the ephemera kind of pieces that you can cut out on the back of the 8.5. And then for the A4, obviously you get the slightly bigger, like that's quite a big one, but then you've got a smaller version there. And then these are slightly bigger as well, so that's for the A4. And obviously with the A4 pad as well, as I said, this hopefully will be coming out very soon. I've sent it off to be published, but you've actually got, like, you know, Fiji, Italia, you've got a few more bits, Aloha, you've got a few more because you've got more height. So yeah, so that is the kit which we are going to be using today, and which will be, it's available as a digital kit on my Ko-fi now, because I did that this morning before I came on. It should be available as a digital kit on DRK very soon, because they're usually really quick about doing it. And then the paper pad, hopefully by the end of the week, hopefully. So we will see. Right, who have I missed? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Triple Wing Concertina. Yeah, that's quite good. I like the book one though. Hi Vicky. Hi Laurel. Hi Valerie. Nicole, it reminds you of some of the calligraphy box you used to make. Oh, okay. Yeah. The flag is from Cuba. Ah, great. Thank you. Yeah, I couldn't remember which one it was. So I thought today we'd use the C one. So I've got the C, and I've done that. I've already stuck down a whole load of stuff. I got accused of not prepping early in the week. Some of you might have seen that comment. So I prepped to within an inch of my life. So I've stuck loads of bits down already. Right, so let's start with the base, and stick these together. Let me just stack these up. I've kind of cut them so they kind of go together. Let me just move these over here. Ooh. Move these over here. Right. Okie doke. So for this version, and it's going to change for the smaller 4x6 version, but for this version you need two pieces. One of them is 7 by 9 and one 7 by 9.5. I'm going to start with the bigger one first, the 7 by 9.5. On the 7 by 9.5, and I want it, oh no, I'll do it this way around, because I don't know what it is with craft card, it always tends to bow. I'm not entirely sure why, but anyway. We're going to score it at 3 inches, at 6 inches, and at 9 inches. Okay, like that. Hi Alison. And then on the 7 by 9, we're just scoring at 3 and at 6. 3 and at 6. Now, the one problem with this one is that you do have a join where you are going to be cutting. So you can, I mean, I did it on the sample. So this one here has got the join. So the join is actually here. So obviously I'm going to be cutting out. So you can, it does mean that on the back there, you've got your bit of a tab. But it's not, as long as you don't go too thick with your card, it's not too much of a problem. So hopefully it won't be a problem this time around. Right, I'm going to be using this side of the card because it's slightly richer in colour. There's a definite difference. So I'm going to be using this side. So we want to start with, this is the 7 by 9. We're going to do a mountain and then a valley. And I've found a little cheat way of cutting the bits out on this card, which I'm hoping is going to work. We will soon find out. Okay, so that's that one. And then on this one, I'm going to turn it around so my tab is on the left, because that's what needs to join here. So that needs to be a mountain, valley, mountain. So, mountain, and a valley. Let me just turn this round. And then a mountain. Trying to line it up as I go so I don't end up with any wonky donkey concertinas. There we go. Okay, so that's that way around like that. So now we need to bring in the cutting mat of some description. And I'm going to start with the 7 by 9. colours are wrong, but the model fits. Oh, okay. Right, okay. It might have been, there might have been a copyright issue with that. Maybe that's why they changed the colours. Not sure. Right, so then what we want to do is, she says looking at her little model on her little diagram, that's the word I'm looking for. Diagram on my notebook. Struggling with words today, as you can tell. So I'm going to flatten this out a second, and let's come down this way first. So down the centre line, you want to come down and mark at 2 inches and at 5 inches. Now, one little thing to note, because you are also going to need some square base card pieces for the book section, you want to make sure that this whole section here is 3 inches, because on my prototype I ended up worrying more about this measurement here and this measurement here, and then I had to trim these down. So you want to make sure that this section is definitely 3 inches, because that's what size your base pieces are going to be, the little book pieces. So what I would do is probably come in, and when you cut, just cut slightly over. So it's just literally a fraction, just a fraction, not even a 16th, probably half of that, just a tiny bit over. And then I am going to come down on this side. In fact, let me think about this, because I'm going to have a join there, aren't I? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come along this edge here, and we're going to mark at 2 and at 5, and again just slightly over, like that. And then I'm going to join up those 2 marks, because that then assures that I'm definitely going to be straight. That's the word I want. Straight is the word I'm looking for. And then we want to mark, so I've got my my 0. I'm really struggling today. You really have to bear with me. The words just aren't coming. My 0 is on the edge of my card, and then obviously you've got it lined up. So then you're going to mark at 3.5, not 3.5, at 1.5. And then this side in, you're going to mark at 7.5. Okay. And if you want, and I'm going to do this now, I'm actually going to draw a line just there. And I'm not going to go all the way over, because we're going to fold it and cut it, because I just think it makes things a little bit easier. I mean, maybe it won't, I don't know. And this side here, again, I'm just going to draw a line from the 7.5 to the end. And when you see the tutorial, it'll be lovely and polished and wonderful, because I'll have made it and decorated it, and we'll have half a brain when I film it, so it won't be quite so shambles. Hi Beth, don't worry, we've only just really started, so don't worry. And then we're going to come down to this other mark here, so the second mark we made, and again we're going to line up the 0 on our ruler with the edge of our card, and again we're going to make a little mark at 1.5. I'm going to draw a line up to the crease line, and then we're going to mark from the 7.5 inches to the end, like that. I'm just going to make a little mark there as well. Okay, so that's what you should end up with. You can sort of see it. And then I'm going to fold this along its crease line like that, and then take my ruler, and we are going to, I can't really see because of the way the light is. Yeah, about that. I did it with scissors before, but I'm going to do it with a standing knife this time. And then we're going to cut down that line, making sure we go through both layers. Have I gone through both layers? Yep, I have. Good. And then we're going to do the same over here. And this is the time when you really need to check to make sure that aperture is definitely 3 inches. Okay, so I'm going to just, yeah, it's 3 inches, that's cool. I'm just going to come slightly so I can see the pencil line, so I know definitely that definitely is going to be 3 inches. Okay, there we go. Hi Joanne, good to see you. Okay, so that is that one cut. So if you wanted to just do it all the way across, you could, but I just find it easy if you do it in half. And also it means that if you wanted to do it with card blanks, which is what I'm going to be doing in the tutorial, then you can do that. Now this side I'm not going to do just yet until I've stuck the two together, okay? But one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do my score lines. So this is another reason why I like to cut first. If I cut first, I can then see where I need to score. turn this round. So lay it flat and it's at 1.5. But obviously because you've already done that little line, you can kind of just feel where the groove is. And then this one here is going to be at 4.5. Which is, oh no, not there, it's there. No, it's not there. Where are we, Mr. 4.5? Are we here? Where are we then? Here? Ah, here. This is where we are. 4.5. So if you want to use a cork board and a ruler, you can. And then I'm going to turn it round, and this one here is also going to be 1.5. Oh, which is somewhere around here. I might have to use a cork board. I'm struggling with that today. So let me grab a cork board from somewhere. Okay, got a cork board. So now we're going to go ahead and score between those two lines. Like that. I think because the craft card's a bit thicker, it makes it more difficult to see where the grooves are. And then with it like that, yes, measure twice but cut once, absolutely. Oh, fabulous. Fabulous, Joan. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Hi, Donna. Okay, so then what we want to do is we're going to get our fingers in here, and we're just going to mount and fold that, and we're going to mount and fold that, like that. So once you've got that and you've kind of teased it, you can then go ahead and squash it flat. Now make sure, you see how mine's really arguing with me today? Don't know why. Okay, so somewhere along the line something's not quite right, because it wants to kick that way. I think it's this back one here. Let me just show it who's boss. There we go. That's better. That's better. Right, so that's that one done. So we're going to do this bit in a minute, but we'll go ahead and do this one before we do anything else. So on this one here, we want to do the same again. So let me grab this, and we are going to measure in, just kick that flat. We're going to measure in at 1.5 inches. In fact, let's do it on here, shall we? 1.5 inches. Oh no, this is 2 inches, isn't it, down here? 2 inches and 5, but just slightly to one side of it. 2 inches and 5. And then I'm going to come over here. I don't necessarily need to do it over here, but I'm going to just so I can then keep it straight. So 2 inches and 5, like that. And then we'll line those two lines up. So make sure my 0 on my ruler is on the edge of the card, like that. And then we're going to mark at 1.5 and draw a line. And I'm only going to halfway on. I'm not going to bother with this side because I've already got it on there and that's going to be attached. So I'm not actually going to, that's more of a, just trying to make sure that it's all kind of lined up really. And then we are then going to line these dots up here. Like that, and again 1.5 down to that line, and that's like that. Right, so then we now need to cut, and then we need to score. So we're going to cut again from that line down there, like that, and the same on this side. I'm going to come slightly above the pencil line. If you're worried about the pencil lines being shown, you can always go ahead and do it on the other side. And that way you won't see them, or you can rub them out. Okay, so that's that done. So then I need to bring the, oh no, we need to cut that as well. Okay, we'll come back to cut that in a minute. Let's just score this first. So we're going to score between these two lines. Okay, like that. And then you can just measure. I'm just going to measure just to double check, because I think that's where my problems came before. I don't know whether I actually went far enough. So I'm just going to make sure I've got 1.5 here, which I have, and then I can go ahead and score. I'm going to turn it round because I can see when to start and stop. So that's there like that. Score down there like that. Okay, so then we're going to go ahead again, stick our hands in, just kind of make that as a mountain, make that as a mountain. Fold the whole lot down. Get it to behave itself. Let's fold that one like that. And come in here like that. Okay, so we've got that. Now this side I'm going to stick on to the other piece, and then we can do the score and cuts on that. I would probably use either red tape or wet glue. I think I'm going to go wet glue actually. Just because then I know it's definitely stuck, because you really want it to be solid, especially since you're cutting and scoring and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and add some glue on there, like that. And then we're going to stick these two together, like this. So at this point, if you're using thicker card and you know that it's going to be a bit of a nightmare to cut through, then you could just like cut that tab out on the back of here and just have this as like a loose fold, as it were. Let me just make sure this all lines up. Yeah, it does. Good. Okay, so then we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut down there. I'm just going to make sure that's dry first before I do any cutting. So let's fold that in half again, and again we are going to cut down there from that mark. Now bear in mind, obviously you've got a tab to go through now as well. Ooh, so it's quite a lot of pressure needed. There we go. And then the same on this side. Oh, my whole mat's moving. Oh gosh. Just disappearing off the edge of the desk here. I need one of those anti-slip mats, don't I, on my desk. It's not good when the whole thing starts shimmying off. Okay, so I've managed to go through, so that's good. I'm hoping that hasn't moved. It has moved a little bit. Hopefully we'll be okay. And then we're going to score again. Now, there's probably a much more sleeker way of doing this. I'm probably making a bit of a shambles of it, but anyway, whatever. Right, let me just go in and I'm going to rescore this section here, because I don't think that line's very good. And then let's go and rescore on this side here. About there. The more precise your measurements are, the more likely you are to not have a nightmare. Hi, Anne. Hot and sunny. Yeah, it's quite warm over here as well. I haven't been out yet, but it looks nice out there. So, then we're going to do the same with this one here. You do want to make sure your glue's definitely dry, which I'm not sure how dry mine is, but anyway. Okay, so then we're going to fold it down again. And then give it a burnish, like that. And then burnish this bit here, like that. Okay, so then you've got your basic base card. Like that. Whew, I feel like I've done a workout. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and decorate now before we add our little squares in. So if you wanted to, you could just have it like this. And I have done a card like this before, years ago, as a demo. I don't think it ever made it to video status. But yeah, it's kind of like a very basic shutter card. I just literally did it as just one. You got a little alcove, as it were. So you are going to need, in total, 12 matte pieces that are 1 3/4 by 2 3/4, and 12 pattern pieces that are 1 1/2 by 2 1/2. So these are going to go all along the top, like this, and all along the bottom. Now if you want to do different patterns you can, but I quite like the idea of having the C top and bottom. So I'm going to go ahead now, you get the idea, I'm going to go ahead now and stick these down. I keep getting adverts, sponsored adverts coming up on my comments. I don't know if anybody else is getting that. It's a bit annoying. Right, so while I stick this down we can chat. How is everyone doing? Has anybody got anything exciting planned this week? Did anybody do anything exciting at the weekend? Anybody's news? News time. News time from everybody while I stick these squares down. Oh, let's get leaky glue. Good old leaky glue. So let me know in the comments how you are all getting on and what you're doing. In about 3 weeks' time, there won't be a live, as usual. But you'll have seen it because I've put up a whole load of I've scheduled a whole load of lives recently. So for the next few weeks, so you will notice one of them is missing, and that's because I will be in a buttercup field somewhere lovely. Karen, nothing exciting this week. Your husband's having cataract surgery. Oh gosh, on Thursday. I hope that goes well, Karen. Any kind of operations on your eyes, I can't even comprehend. It just makes me shudder. I hope it all goes well. I hope recovery is usually quite quick, I think, isn't it, from that kind of thing? Hopefully it's quite quick and goes well. Anybody else doing anything? Oh, Anika, next week on a cruise. Oh, that sounds good. Where are you going to? Anywhere nice? I mean, anywhere is going to be cool, isn't it, on a cruise? You know what I'm saying that for? Yvette, exactly nothing. Going to get a cavity filled on Thursday. Oh, gosh. Yvette, I hope that goes well as well. It doesn't... Yeah. I don't envy you on that one. I really don't. Your sisters are taking out for your birthday, Ali. Well, happy birthday in advance. Yeah, I things give me the heebie-jeebies as well. Absolutely. Oh yeah. I just can't even think about it. Buttercup Field. Well, it's a juggling convention, and it happens once a year near Norwich, actually, near Norwich, and it's beautiful. I used to go years ago, back in the 90s. I used to go all the time, and then I stopped for like 25 years. And then last year I went again just for a couple of days, just to see old friends and, yeah, see what it was like these days. And it's lovely. It's very relaxing. Families go. It's nice and chilled out. Lots of board games get played, which is my main reason for going and seeing old friends. And it's lovely. And it's beautiful. So I will try and do a little video, which you will see afterwards. Like I've done with when I went to Spain or whatever. I will try and film certain bits of it and see, and then put it up as a video afterwards, just so you can see what happens. I could do a live stream from the Buttercup Field, but I won't be making anything. So yeah, I could do a little chat live stream maybe. It depends on the signal as well, because I won't be on Wi-Fi, I'll be on data, so not sure how well. Going to see Dean Friedman. Oh, yeah, that is well back in the day. I've heard the name, but I can't remember who he is. Is he a singer? I think he's a singer, isn't he? Dean Friedman. I do recognise the name. Let's do this one down, and I can check the things again. Germany. Oh, nice. You're going to Germany. Just got back from lunch with a friend. Had to park in the sun, now sweating on places that didn't know exist. Yeah, I hate that hot car thing. You know when you park up and then your car gets like really hot. Yeah, that's not fun. What is a buttercup field? A buttercup field is a field full of buttercups, and buttercups are yellow flowers which are beautiful. And typically over here in the UK, I don't know about other places, but in the UK, when we were little, like back in the day, we used to pick a buttercup, and then you'd hold it under your chin, and if you had yellow reflecting up onto your chin, which obviously everybody did because it's yellow, it meant that you liked butter. Very silly, but there you go, childhood memories. But yeah, so basically the guy who owns the farm, 'cause it's basically on a farm, the guy who owns the farm, he has a field, and every year he in fact, I think now pretty much he's kept that field for the convention, the Bungee convention. But every year around this time, he allows it to go to buttercups, so that then it can kind of have a, it's not producing any crops for him. It's just kind of like a grazing field for his animals during... Oh, I don't even know if he has his animals there. I think he just keeps it as his buttercup field, I think, for us lot when we turn up in May. But it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's really right in the middle of the country. So you have to go down lots of little windy lanes to get to it. It's so quiet. It's just beautiful. It is beautiful. And the camping is all around the outside. So the buttercups are all in the middle, and then they mow a section for all the tents to go, like around the outside. And then you've got these beautiful buttercups, and it is amazing. So it's fabulous. Probably best known for "You Can Thank Your Lucky Stars." Is it? Oh, yeah. I know. Yes. Oh, I didn't realise that was his catchphrase. Oh, interesting. Yes. I know that expression. Silly but fun when you're a child. Absolutely. We're not fans as such, but a group of us are going for a laugh. Oh, it should be good fun. Nice to get out. Could be quite entertaining. I don't know how many of you know Wayne Sleep. Well, my mum met Wayne Sleep. She's on a cruise at the moment. She met him. I didn't recognise him because obviously it's been many years, and I didn't really know that. I used to watch occasionally when I was little, but don't really remember it that much. Right, so that's that done. So then you're going to need 6 pieces of mat that are 1 1/4 by 2 3/4, and 6 pieces of pattern that are 1 inch by 2 1/2, and these are obviously all going on these sections here. Cynthia, you're having trouble posting. Oh, don't know why you're having trouble posting. What, posting a comment? I'm not sure why that is. You should be okay. I don't know. You Google butterfly field, looks lovely. Yes, yeah. If you Google, buttercup field. I mean, that's literally where that's literally what it's gonna be like. It is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. Do buttercups make cow's milk sweeter? Now that's a good question, Nicole. I don't think so, but in the fairy tale world, I'm sure that would be good as a children's story. That would be. But yeah, no, in real life, no. Not as far as I'm aware. Not as far as I am aware. Last year, one of the people who went was going to take a buttercup and then set it into resin and have it like a memento, and I thought that's quite a nice idea, that. But I'm not quite sure how to do it so you don't end up with a brown buttercup in your, you know what I mean, like just dies over time. I'm not really sure if you set it into resin, does that just then, preserve it and it doesn't change, or does it change? Do you have to do something to it? I don't know. I might have to see if it works. Sounds good. Still recovering from surgery and off work till the 15th. Oh gosh. Hoping to take your daughter out tonight for her birthday tomorrow, but she's spending the day with her husband and no one else. Oh bless. Well, that's good. I'm glad. I hope she has a nice day tomorrow, and I hope you recover from your surgery soon, Cynthia, as well. It's not any fun. Not any fun, that isn't. Oh. Not any fun at all. There we go. That's that one. Let's stick this. It's got 2 more to go. And then we are done. Yeah, I have to say my days of camping are kind of numbered. I definitely can't be climbing in and out of tents anymore, that's for sure. But last time I went, so in September, I went to a convention down in, it used to be near Bristol, but this time it was down south near Oxford. And I did take a tent, but it didn't last very long because I just couldn't be doing with the climbing in and out of tent. It's just too low to the ground. My joints are just not having it. They're just not having it. So I ended up sleeping in my car, which was way more comfortable. Just slept in the passenger seat and just had it just slightly reclined, and it was lovely. Actually probably got a better night's sleep than I do normally, so there you go. Right, so that's that. So then we want to go ahead and add these squares in. So you've got base card, you've got you've got 6 squares that are 3 by 3. you've got 6 mats that are 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 and 6 patterns that are 2.5 by 2.5. And I have tried to cut these out so that they match up. So they're going to go in there. So this is when you need to make sure your apertures are definitely big enough, because otherwise they're not going to fit. The other thing as well is they do kind of clash a little bit on the corners. So it doesn't bother me too much, which is why I've left it. But just if you want to make them a little bit narrower and not make them square, then you could do that. But so I'm going to go ahead and stick those in. And obviously we just need to glue just on here. You don't actually glue your square. So let's just go ahead and stick those down. If anybody's got any ideas of where we can put our white piece for our message, then please let me know. Because there is space on the back, but it would be a very odd shape if you put it on the back. So I don't really know where the best place is to go. Let's add some glue on here. And I would say that wet glue is better for this if you can. And then I would just fold it, make sure it's okay, and this is where you start getting all that chunk in, because it does get very chunky. Just wiping all my glue strings out. There we go. Let's put that one on the end, because I've got a boat there and a boat there. Put that in the middle. Okay. I'll glue 2 bits this time, being really daring. Stick that in there like that. And that one in there like that. And I'm going to go ahead and just fold that in half. Like that. And press down. And then open it up and just make sure it's stuck into position. There we go. I would never sleep in a tent either when you get to be well. Yeah, absolutely. It's just, yeah, it's just a bit much. Right, that's that one there, and then we do this one here. When I don't have space, I make a tag to write my message on. Yeah, what I was thinking about on the front, I was thinking making one of these so you open it up and you could put it in, but I just don't really want to mess up the front because I quite like the way the front looks. I did wonder about having these little book elements on the back. It just means it ends up not being 3 inches wide, it ends up being more like 4, which is okay because it's still within the envelope. But I don't know. So I'm going to have a look I'll have a look in a minute and see what we want to do. Now this aperture is slightly bigger, but that's fine. And because you're using base card on top of base card, any little, you know, anomalies like that, it doesn't matter so much. Okay, so let's fold all this up. And it is very chunky. Look at the chunk on that. Wowzers. That's a very chunky card. If you want to cut down the chunk, just use less, you know, card that's not quite so thick, and also maybe don't use a matte. Use thinner matte paper, although this is quite thin already. But it's looking quite cool. Quite like that. Obviously these bits in between you don't really get to see, so if you wanted to leave them out you could, but I quite like the fact they're kind of there, you know, if you want to, because when you display it you can either have it so that they're all quite close together like that, so it almost looks like it's one piece in the middle, or you can open it out. The other thing I was thinking of, which could be another option, is using little card blanks here, so they're actual attached, and then on the back you actually cut down those instead of having them as folds, you have them as cuts. So that was another idea, a potential. Right, so let's get some greetings on. Let me grab my sentiment thingy bobs that I put on. So I did some different sentiments on this one. I thought we'd go for not just birthday. So I've got like good luck, wishing you all the best. Because I thought if it's travel, maybe someone's going away, maybe someone's moving, you know, to another country, or they're moving, or I don't know, or they're going on a, you know, backpacking trip, or do you know what I mean? Like, you know, I just was trying to think outside the box. So I've got we'll miss you, good luck, wishing you all the best, sorry you're leaving, but then you've also got thank you, you're the best, happy birthday, birthday wishes as well. So it kind of covers a few more eventualities. So that was the idea there. Let's have a look. When I don't have space, I'll make a tag. Yes, I've read that one already. Nicole, 6 rectangles on the back in the valley folds. Yeah. See, I was wondering whether to have like a little book. I don't know, like a book here, but it's not central, which would annoy me. I don't know, really, because these are so narrow. To write a message on would be really narrow. Unless you had something coming out from here, just one maybe, that you put on, or I don't know, I'm not really sure where to put that, see. Yeah. Not really sure about the white piece. It's very much still in its development stage. A camper van would be nice to have. Yes, I would love a camper van. I actually see one near me that looks amazing. It's all lovely. I would love to have a camper van. That would be perfect. You love sleeping in a tent. I can't wait to get. Yeah, see, I like the actual sleeping in a tent, like I like the feel of being under canvas, and you know, that whole kind of, you're kind of cocooned in your little tent and it's nice and warm. But it's just, I need to be able to stand up, I need to sit up, I need to be able to not be on the floor, I need comfort. It's just not happening. I cut a separate piece and make the edges fancy and stamp right the sentiment. Then I'd probably make a box for that card. Yeah, that's one way of doing it. That would work. Rose, maybe the white message could go in those sections that get covered up. Yeah, I did wonder about here, but as I say, I don't really, because my writing's not very neat, so I don't really want to have the writing on the front, because then when it's displayed on someone's mantelpiece, they'll be able to see what you've written as well. Yeah, that's not me. So I'd rather put it on the back. But yeah, I could do maybe, because I don't write very much, I might do like a panel like that just for the back, or I'm not sure. I have to work something out. Right, so I quite liked the idea, and I haven't got any. I thought I had some boats. I haven't got any boats. Okay, so I think we'll just do we just need a sentiment, don't we, in the middle, really. Probably happy birthday is going to be the one I'm going to use the most. So I think we might go for that one. And then I was hoping to cut out a boat or something, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. So I'm just going to do a happy birthday, I think. And then maybe we pick out parts of the, I quite like the We'll Miss You, but I don't know of anybody I'm going to be sending that to, so I'm going to stick with happy birthday. Parts of the illustrations, and maybe glaze them up. You could fussy cut out of the actual papers themselves, but this one is quite kind of, everything all kind of involved, so yeah. Okie doke, Karen. Your dream is to retire, buy a camper van and be gone. Oh, that sounds nice. That sounds like a very good idea. So let's cut round here. Now I've mounted these onto card, so they're nice and solid. The other thing as well, it might be quite nice if you do the middle one different pattern papers to the outside. That might be quite a good idea. So, right, let's cut round here. Bear with, I'm concentrating. You hear the cogs going. Can you hear the cogs are whirling around my head? There we go, and then just finish off that circle. Like that. Right, so I'll have a happy birthday. So I'd like to be in the middle, but it won't fold for up if you do it in the middle. So it's going to have to be there, and then we are going to have to think of what else we can do. It stands out nicely though. It's quite a busy paper, so. Hi Bobby! 6:20, wow. Wow, that's early. I feel like it needs more, but I don't know what. I don't know what. I've got some trees. Oh, I've got a camera and a passport. Oh, I could do maybe I could do like a little, I could do a drink, because that's quite a decent drink. Yeah, that's quite a decent. Is it too big? Let me get my ruler. What's that measure? Oh, it's 2.5. No, that would be okay. I might cut the drink out. I might cut a... In fact, I could maybe do just a drink here and then leave those two. I don't want to do too much because the paper itself is quite, you know, busy. So I feel like if I was going to put loads of these on, I'd need to have left those so they're not quite so busy. But I quite like the look of that one. The drink, I will cut it out properly in a minute. And then you could maybe do a tree on the two outside ones maybe. Or a map. Or a camera. Or a passport. Don't know, what do you reckon? Let me know, give me your ideas in the comments. What you think, because it is quite busy. You know me, I always struggle with decorating. Always struggle with the decorations. So what do you think? Just in the middle here and then that's it? Or do we think anything on the outside? Tree behind the drink. Oh yes. Or yeah, okay, so I could do a tree and the drink there, couldn't I? That sounds good. Anything on the outside or just in the middle? I'm thinking just in the middle. I feel like it's going to be quite plain, but I also, I'm going to have fun cutting around this umbrella. I'm going to have fun cutting around this umbrella. Oh, there we go. Excuse the large, noisy motorbike outside. I think he lives on our road, but every day in the morning he comes down, every evening he goes back up again. Sometimes during the day, if you're filming a video, it's very annoying. There we go. Just kind of a rough fussy cut here going on. Ooh. Okay, so there's the drink. And then if we do a tree as well, probably should have left the middle bit plain, shouldn't I? That's what I should have done. Just in the middle of the paper's full on, yeah. Yeah. Okay, and I think I want the tree going inwards. So I'm going to use this tree here. Let's just double check it's not too big. No, 2.5, that's good. Right, I'm going to go for this tree here. Oh, actually, you should have the tree going out. Maybe we should have the tree going out. Okay. Right. I was in 2 minds whether to put that at the top of the card, but I think I like the sea, but I think in hindsight the middle ones maybe should have been that beige colour, just to be a bit calmer. Yeah, I agree. I agree, just in the middle. I mean, it's great because it means not much decorating is needed. I almost feel like changing that pattern paper and just putting another pattern paper over the top of that. I might do that actually. It's a shame because obviously I'll be covering over that, but I feel like it just needs that calmness in the middle. I might just do that because it is a bit full going, and I think that the happy birthday is going to disappear. So that's something else you can do if you do something and then you decide that actually you prefer a different pattern paper. you can just stick it over the top. I have done that before. Okay, let's just cut this out. It's relatively easy to cut out, but it just takes me time. I'm sure if you were pro at fussy cutting, you would have done this by now. Right, like that. There we go, there's the tree. Right, I am going to just make that middle bit a different colour because I feel that's too much. So, just going to cut out 2 squares for the middle that are that beige colour. And let me grab my papers. I just feel like 2 squares here in the middle like that would just calm it. You see what I mean? Or even the green. Maybe I should go with the green actually, because I have got that in the green. I've got a green, well I've got a green C, and I've also got a green tile. Got the green tile, the green C, or the green tile. I think maybe the green tile actually. Let me find the green tile. Here it is. That's the green tile. My fussy cutting is so neat. Good, I'm glad you think it is. Right, so we've got the green. I'm also going to cut the right size, but we can either go for the green in the middle there. Just going to lay it in so you can kind of get an idea. Oh gosh. The green in the middle, or we can go with the beige in the middle. I've already got beige. I feel like I need to go beige. I feel like beige is the one. That orangey colour. I think that might be the one. This one. Yeah, I've already got that one, so I'm going to go with the beige. I'm going to go with the beige. It's not beige, but you know what I mean. Right, so let's just cut out 2 pieces that are, because I can lay them on. If we don't like them, we don't have to put them in. 2.5 by 2.5. Is that alright? Yeah, that's the right size. Okay, so 2.5 by 2.5. 1, 2.5. Oh, I need to make sure it's definitely just slightly over 2.5, so we don't end up with. Okay, so we've got, that'll be there, and then 2.5, that'll be there, like that. Yeah, that good. That just breaks it up a little bit. That just breaks it up a little bit. My cards are never simple. They really are not. Yeah, just take your time. I have done simple ones, but I tend not to get the views if I do simple, so that's why I kind of go a bit more complicated. I think as well there's quite a few other crafters out there who do simple cards, so I kind of tend to try and plug the other gap, because there are a few crafters out there who do more ornate folds, but a lot of people tend to do the same old, and that's great, and I do go and check them out as well. But sometimes you just want a fancy fold. Right, I'm going to stick this over the top, like this. There we go, and I've made sure it's just slightly bigger. Let's put some glue on this one. Beige. Yes, I agree, Vicky, beige. Because I've already got the beige on the sides. Yeah. going to make it thicker, but anyway, at this point I don't think we really have to worry about that kind of thing because it's already very thick. So there we go. Okay, that's good, that's better. That's better, that's better. And then we've got a happy birthday, and then we've got a tree with a drink. Okay, I'm going to silicone glue these down because I want them to come off the page so much. Hi, are you Gary? I don't know your real name, but yes, good to see you, good to see you. I know it must be really early there for you. Oh, it's good to have you here. Fabulous, fabulous. We're going for a really involved card today, so. Okay, let's whack that in there like that. There we go, and then we want to go ahead and stick this on. You can never get it so neat, Cynthia. Well, trust me, mine's not that neat. It's just you can't see all the detail on the screen, so it looks neater than it actually is. Right, I'm going to put that one there. I'm going to have it so it lines up with the bottom of my pattern paper, like that. And then this one is going to go there. This is actually a bit big. I wonder if I should go for a slightly smaller drink. Should I go for a smaller drink? What do we think? Smaller drink or large, or that size? The next size down is probably this one, which is quite small. Or I could go for a basket of fruit. Or that one. That one's a bit bigger. I don't know. What do we think? Or should I just have it at a jaunty angle or something? I don't know. It just feels a bit big next to that tree. What do we reckon? What do we reckon? Do we reckon big drink or smaller drink? Or different altogether? Maybe a hat, maybe a bowl of fruit. I quite like the bowl of fruit actually. What do we think? What do we think? Let me know. Smaller. Yes, smaller. Okay. So this one is the next smallest down, I think. Yeah, it's about the same size as that one, actually. So, yeah, that's the next size down. Smaller drink, yeah. Okie dokie. Small drink it is then. So, let's go for a small drink. That means I've got to cut around an even smaller umbrella, which is interesting. Okay, there we go. Everyone's saying smaller drink. Yeah, I think a smaller drink. In which case I should have done the tree over this side. And I should have had it going that way, and then the drink could be there. So, oh, I can't move it now because I've got glue down. So, tough bananas. Tough bananas. I've done it the wrong way around. Because I like having tall things in the middle. And then smaller on, going on the outside. But anyway. I'm trying to be more patient with fussy cutting because, in fact, you know what? I might not cut that middle bit out because it's just a bit too, it's a bit fussy. And we'll just kind of wiggle around the edges there. Something small. Henry! Ah, yeah, 5:33. Goodness me. Yeah, Pete joined us last week, which I was like, because he got up at like 4:30 in the morning. I was like, my days. That's commitment, that is. So I appreciate you early risers and those of you who stay up late to see. So thank you, thank you. Oh gosh, let's just quickly trim that bit there. There we go. Yeah, see, I would have done that the way around, but anyway, never mind, we've done it now, so it's tough. After you cut around that umbrella too, I know, exactly. Exactly. Fussy cutting, absolutely, good old fussy cutting. Right, let's stick that in there. Like that. There we go. Right. I think we will leave it there. But I would switch those around. That's annoying because I like it being, you know, everything going this way. But anyway, I'm going to try not to squish that middle bit if we don't want to squish it up. So there you go. And there you have your finished card. It's very definitely a wowzer one. And as I said, the tutorial I'm going to do will show you a kind of a bit more of an easier way. You could just use card blanks. I'm going to work out a 5x7, and I think I will actually do a 5x7 with card blanks because that makes it easier. But you could literally adjust it to whatever size you want. So if you want to use A2 cards, you could just use 3 A2 cards and then have 2 little hinges like this sort of thing. 2 little hinges just on the back there, on these 2 corners on the back, to keep the 2. So if you imagine that's an A2 card, A2 card, A2 card, and then you've got 2 hinges on the back which just stick on the back. You'd have them joining here and here, and then you can just, you know, work out your own apertures. If you want to do A5 again, it's the same thing again. So it's quite nice. It is chunky. It is chunky. I mean, I didn't make things easy by using thick card, but anyway, hey ho. Yeah, so there you go. That is the card for today. So I hope you enjoyed it. We got there in the end. This is actually the first one I've done that I've actually decorated, because this was as far as we got. I was really racking my brains yesterday what we could do. So, but it is nice. I like the fact 'cause it looks a bit like, you know, the cards you can get, the swing cards you can get dies for. Because when I first saw that photo that I showed you at the beginning, I did wonder if it was one of those, and I was trying to work out how it was connected, and I'm like, oh, hang on a second, if you just cut that. So I don't actually know how she made that card, the original one. Let me find it again, because a lot of you missed it. So this was the original. Let me try and find it first, bear with. Oh, it's disappeared again. Let me put it up. This was the original. So this was the original, and it looks like it's done that way, but I wasn't sure if there was another way she'd done that. If she'd done it with a die, or I'm not sure. But that was the original one, Yvette van Boom. But there's nothing, there's no link, no tutorial, no measurements, nothing. So I've had to kind of figure out my own version. But there we go. So yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's a bit different, isn't it? It is a bit different. So yeah. Well, Gary, I hope you have a good Tuesday, and you're not too tired for your day ahead, because that's very early in the morning. Yeah, and thank you the rest of you for joining me, and we will see you all again next week, hopefully. I'll keep you updated on the posts as to when this goes up on DRK, and also when Amazon decide they're going to publish it. I'll let you know. But at the moment, it's only available on my Ko-fi shop at the moment. I'm going to start putting up some of my other digital kits that haven't been on Etsy. I'm going to start putting them on Etsy. I've kind of held back because Etsy do charge an awful lot. But some of the older ones I will probably start putting up. Maybe like the Rose Garden and some of the others I might start putting up. But yeah, so there you go, people. That is my live stream for this week. I am good. It's lovely and sunny outside, and lovely and warm. Should really get outside, but yeah, I don't know if I will. But yeah, cool. I will see you all again next week. Thank you very much for joining me, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video. And you can become a member if you want to. If you click on the little join button just below the picture where the video is, you can go on there, and there's different tiers. I think the most basic is like a crafty sprinkle, which is like 99p a month, I think. Something like that's not very much. And then you've got bronze and you've got silver. So yeah, if you want to join, you can. I will be doing members live streams at some point. I've done one. There will be another one at some point. Not sure when. It's one of them. Just have to kind of do it when I'm able to do it. But yeah. Right, I am going to poodle off. My chat keeps being weird. I'm going to poodle off. I will see you all again next week. So have a good week, the rest of your week. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye, everyone.